So on Instagram today, just a few minutes ago, I think we just got a really huge reveal for the August wave of Marvel sets, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if this is the full wave, but this is on the Brick News on Instagram once again. And there's just a lot of leaks coming out too, so I'm gonna cover it also. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to talk about this one today. It's the first time I'm seeing them up close. We have quite a bit of sets here today. The first one we have is a Spider-Man set from Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire movie, with 393 pieces, and this is the Doc Ock train scene, which is pretty freaking awesome to see them recreated. The build itself is pretty small, that's for sure, and it's just like a part of the train. It's not the whole train. It would have been cool if they included like at least the second cart of the train, so it's not just the one here. And it includes four figures. We have I don't know if this is the same Spider-Man as the one in the No Way Home set. I think it's different. I know he has a new face print, and then a new exclusive Doc Ock figure for the Sam Raimi movies of sets, which is pretty awesome to see. I like the way they did the arms. It looks a lot different. It includes J. Jonah Jameson here, which I know doesn't really make sense in the scene, but it works. And then they have old Aunt May there, which is pretty great to get as well. And yeah, I'm really glad that they're just suddenly bringing back this set. It would have been cool if they like had multiple sets from these movies, from this movie and just like Spider-Man 1 and 3 also. But I don't know, who knows? Maybe we'll see some more. But yeah, next up we have more Spider-Man sets, but this one is more leaning towards the comics. This is the Oscorp building, or like a part of it. This is Spider-Man versus Oscorp. Weird title name, but it has 808 pieces and quite a lot of figures. We see, shoot, is that Eddie Brock with Venom? That is pretty awesome to see. We have a newer design on Green Goblin. It's an interesting one for sure. We have, I think that's Kraven the Hunter. And then we have, I don't know who I think this is Norman Osborn. And we have Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Spider-Girl, except without the dual-molded legs, which kind of sucks. But the build is pretty cool. I definitely really want to get this. I think this is one that's going to connect to the Miles Morales set from Spider-Verse of this year also, because they seem to be on the same scale and on a similar base plate, so I think they're really going to connect, which would be pretty cool to see. Next up, we have a set for Age of Ultron, bringing back stuff from the Infinity Saga. It's another Quinjet. With the 1,131 piece Age of Ultron Quinjet. And yeah, it's probably the least interesting one here, but it's an interesting shaping, and I actually do quite like the build. It's just, it's probably the least interesting one because it's another Quinjet, which we already got quite a few times before, and it's just another Avengers thing. But we get Quicksilver again, and it's pretty cool how they actually add a little feature for the stand where you can pose your figures, except Hawkeye, who's just kind of off on the side, but that's okay. And I like how they kind of add like a rotating stand, it seems, to the build for the Quinjet, which is pretty cool. I really don't like, though, that they're still using that very generic like Star Wars face for Hawkeye. Like, it looks kind of like him, but like, it's so generic that I don't think it really works, and I think they should just make a new face for it. But yeah, that's just how I feel. But yeah, the build is still good, and this is still a good set. Next up, more Spider-Man here with Peter Parker's apartment, which is probably another set that does connect to probably the Spider-Verse set, because there's like Technic pins here too. We have Mary Jane, Spider-Man Anti-Venom comes back, and we get Hobgoblin, which is a pretty awesome figure. And I really like how they use the Ghost Rider heads there for his pumpkin bombs, which is pretty cool. And honestly, Hobgoblin is a really good looking figure. I like how they use the Moon Knight little hood part, which looks perfect on him. And the build for the apartment is actually pretty good. Like, it's very small, but it's only 394 pieces, but it's still pretty good and substantial probably. But what I'm worried for is the prices, which I don't know yet. So like, this might be like super overpriced. And then we have Anti-Venom coming back from the mech set. And then next up we have another Endgame set, which, yeah, you guys ready for some more Endgame stuff? This one's kind of a bad one. This is the Thor versus Chitauri set, which is it's okay, I guess, but 373 pieces. A lot of figures though, which is pretty good. A lot of Chitauri minifigures with a lot of builds that are kind of but like, like the build of the Beast, I feel like should have been like a lot bigger. This looks kind of puny in my opinion. And then there's this weird Iron Patriot mech here, which, I mean, in the movie, he does have kind of a bigger, bulkier suit, but it's not like as big as a mech. but I guess this is kind of just how they show the scale of it. And then we have a new Rocket figure, which is pretty great, and then a new Thor figure actually, which is different than the one they made in the other Endgame sets. And they even made a new build for Stormbreaker, which I don't really like. It looks kind of weird this time around. I thought the one that they did for the Thor Love and Thunder set was pretty good, so I kind of wish they just stuck with that. But yeah, that's just kind of how I feel for this set. And then here, this one I was really surprised by, which is Iron Man War Machine versus the hammered drones from Iron Man 2, which is pretty cool to see. It's a small set with 204 pieces and two pretty good figures. I'm glad to see War Machine back once again. I don't know if these are new or exclusive. We might have already seen this War Machine figure in a set like a while back. And the two hammered drones there, which are pretty decent builds. A weird kind of build for the arms of each of them, though it looks kind of odd. But I think it looks pretty good. It's a fun and cute set. So I'd love. And lastly here is Captain America versus Thanos. A 4+ set. It's really bad. I don't really want it. But you do get a new Captain America and Thanos figure. It's just, not the most desirable one out there. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. These are all the sets so far for August of 2025. And yeah, we'll see if there's some more coming out soon. And hopefully there is, because these sets are pretty great. Hope to see more Tobey Maguire SpiderMan sets. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Destroy the subscribe button and the like button. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.